you guys? Welcome to another episode of Ask Alex, where this is a show where I take all of your questions and answer them here on this show. But on today's special episode, I have the opportunity to interview Miss Bree Winslow. You may have seen her on Euphoria. You may have seen her with the Breaking Through Actors, and she's currently working on a TV show called Stereoscope. How are you doing today, Miss Bree Winslow?
I'm doing amazing. I'm at peace. I feel great. How are you?
I am good. I'm good. And I'm so glad to have you on the show. I've had I want to say almost everybody from Breaking Through, but when I realized there's like a whole bunch of y'all, I feel like I just barely, yeah, I just like scratched the surface. But I wanted to ask, like, how did you get started in this whole acting thing?
Wow. We're gonna just start with the truth. So I had a friend in San Diego, and he started his acting thing, and I saw how interested and like happy he was doing it, and I'm like, dang, I'm in college playing sports, like have no clue about what this acting thing holds, and I'm like, I kind of want to try something that can like spark my passion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I asked him, and he was like, yeah, I know some classes in LA, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, perfect. So I just took a leap of faith, and I started driving from San Diego to LA, because you can take classes in college, but they're not the same. It's not the same energy because some people take it serious and some people don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I went to a class where people took it serious, and it was Dustin Felder. He was my first acting coach, and he passed away, unfortunately. Like, so sad about that, but yeah, he's my first acting coach, and he just made me feel great. Like I just felt like on top of the world doing monologues and being around great energy, and yeah, that's how I started. And now I'm here. I'm here in this beautiful chaos of industry. It's great. I love it. And now I train with Troy Skinner with Breaking Through Acting Workshop, and whew, he's made me into the beast that I bring into these rooms.
No, that's actually really cool. Choice is an amazing dude. One I call a really good friend of mine, and I wanted to know, how did you get connected from to Choice and the Breaking Through Acting Workshop? Every time I ask that question with a lot of actors, they have a very interesting story of how you all met.
Honestly, it's always so interesting because I was going out for an audition.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too sure. I think it was like a BET show. I was going out for an audition, and I run into this big, huge, 6 foot, however tall, buff guy named Farley.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like walking around, like just in his bag. Like he's just so confident. You can just feel his energy.
Mm-hmm.
And he felt me. And he was like, yo, like, because I went into the room and they were like, hey, take this home, work on it, and we want to see you again for a callback.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm over here like, oh my God, like, how do I make it better? What do I do?
Mm-hmm.
In my head, of course. And Farley felt me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, yo, we were walking to our car, and he was like, yo, I went in there, I killed it, I know you did, but I got this dude. Like, I got this one dude, and he'll get you right. He's like, yeah, get you right. And I'm like, I don't know. I've been rocking with, so-and-so. I do well with them, blah, blah, blah. And Farley's like, nah, no. Like, Troy Skinner. Like, just hit him up.
Mm-hmm.
So that day, I hit up Choice, and I'm like, hey, I got your number from Farley. And long story short, that day, he was like, come on in. And we did a private that day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he stopped what he was doing to help me that day.
Mm-hmm.
And did a private. We knocked it out. I got the self-tape recorded.
Mm-hmm.
And we sent it in. And the rest was history. The rest was, I never went back. I was like, he is it. That is my guy. Like, he will forever be able to get me there.
That is actually really cool. You guys have some very interesting stories of how you guys all came together. And I always say, when I talk to one of you guys, I feel like at first I used to think all of y'all lived together, because like if you go on Instagram and like Facebook, you guys are always together, like hanging or doing stuff together. So I just thought that y'all were just one big family, maybe cousins, brothers and sisters. Yeah, but I also wanted to ask, like, what's it like being in class with all your peers, helping each other get work or helping each other with your own personal projects, stuff like that?
Hmm. So the first thing I could touch bases on what's it's like being in class.
Mm-hmm.
It's a euphoric feeling. I don't really think it has words
Mm-hmm.
because every single class that we go into, we always bring the best out of each other. And if we flop together. If we prevail together. It's a family, you know. It's a family of energy. Like
Mm-hmm.
we don't even see flesh. We don't even we work on the outside world with our insides, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Choice teaches us how to use what we have and what God gave us to, you know, survive in this
Mm-hmm.
industry, in this outside world. So it's almost like a bond, you know, like that we created, and it can't be broken. It's anybody's welcome, but not everybody stays, and not everyone survives. You know, it's just
Yeah.
it's our own little world, and it's beautiful. But other than that, you know, with if we have a project or an idea, or if we think of each other like, oh my God, this person will be good for that, or we're in a room and we think of someone else, we're like, oh my God, I know somebody. You know, we're always there for each other because we know how hard it is out here. Like,
Yeah. And I have to say, all of you guys are like really creative, like in so many ways. Like in many ways, since I started following you guys on Instagram, it's inspired me to be more creative as well, especially with your acting. But I wanted to ask you, what was the very first gig that you got? Either on TV, movies, or a pilot, or anything like that.
the very first thing I got was this huge. It was like some huge commercial for Twitter, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
Twitter,
Mm-hmm.
like, why is Twitter having commercials? But
Mm-hmm.
this is when like, Twitter had, you know, it was all over TV, and so I got booked for it. Funny story, my manager was like, she was like, you better go, because at first I was like, I was still living in San Diego, so I'm like, I can't get to the audition like in time, like I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
be late.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna take me 3 hours like to get there. But she was like, just go.
Mm-hmm.
So I go and I book it.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, there's like 600 girls there, so I'm like, oh my God, why did I come? Like, you know, like, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
But I went in there, I was myself, and I booked it. And so we flew out to Kansas. I get so confused. I don't know if it's Kansas City, Kansas, or Kansas, or whatever. But
Right.
we flew out there,
Mm-hmm.
and we shot the commercial, and it was the best time, I feel like, of my life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, you have so many moments where it could be the best time of your life, but it was one of the best times of my life. It was
Mm-hmm.
so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I felt very taken care of. It was my first SAG project, so my
Oh
first
wow.
big job, yeah, where they take care of you and they
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're, you know, in a good place to lay your head. You have, you know, your trailer, all that. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, wow, this is what acting is like, you know? I'm like, oh my God, I made it. Like, mom. And when I first saw it on TV, I, I felt so proud, and I just felt like, okay, like this is what we were gonna do.
That's that. Now that's actually really cool. That's actually a really cool story too. That they actually you went to San Diego, you took a chance, got the gig, flew out to Kansas. Oh, I'm sorry, L.A. And you took a chance, you got that book, got it booked, and that's actually really cool. And that kind of leads up to my next question. Like, do you feel like it's very risky to in this business to take those particular chances? Do you currently still live in San Diego now, or did you move out to LA?
Oh, I moved. Yeah, it was anybody doing a commute for any duration of time is a lot. So
Yeah.
it's not safe. It's just probably not safe. But yeah,
Okay, so I wanted to ask as well, what was it like? Now, I saw this on Instagram. your very first scene in Euphoria. And I believe it was I think James. It was James and Jalesa who like shared it, and Camille as well. And what was it like being on the set of Euphoria? It was actually one of my favorite shows of this past year. And what was it like being on the set and getting to film with the cast and crew and stuff like that?
Wow. It was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. It was a free set. So whoever you were, that's who you bring. That's what we needed. I was on set for only a couple days.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing still because the first day I was on set, I was only supposed to be on set for one day, and
Right.
then
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "Hey, do you mind coming back and like we want to bring you back and have you in a couple more scenes. Like, do you mind?" And I'm like, they're like, "You're not gonna be like in the front and center, but like we want you to come back and just enjoy yourself." And I was like, "Oh my god, yeah! Like
Mm-hmm.
you guys are so cool." Um, but I had a lot of fun. Barbie, she
Mm-hmm.
plays Kat.
Mm-hmm.
She's a beautiful human being. Like she's very down to earth. She made me feel super comfortable even when I felt like anxious or
Mm-hmm.
uncertain on set etiquette. You don't know how you're coming into a set where they've been shooting for months for however long, and you're new flesh. You're coming on a set, and it was beautiful. I loved it. I honestly wish they like would have wrote me back in or something. I'm like, please God, yeah, please just let me go back on. But it was beautiful.
That is good. Did you get to meet like some of the main characters of the show, or was it just like you did your part for a few hours and came back the next day and something like that?
I was with Barbie for like
Mm-hmm.
a couple of the like scenes, and then I saw Zendaya like a couple times, like
Mm-hmm.
in passing,
Mm-hmm.
and, but I feel like everyone is just in their zones, and we don't really. There's no really hierarchy when you have to do your work. Like you're
Right.
just
Right.
going on set to like make sure you do your part,
Mm-hmm.
and you make sure everyone's happy with your work, and you go home. You as long as they take care of you and make you feel comfortable, your job is to go and do
Mm-hmm.
a phenomenal job because you can be doing that same scene for the whole day. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so we're not really worried, about each other. But I've never been in the position to be, like Zendaya or anything. So maybe she didn't even notice we passed. Who knows? But it was great.
Now, what was it like? Now, you were also on a show called Ghosted, and what was it like being on that show with those comedians? Because I imagine if I'm on a set with those comedians, I'm like laughing throughout the whole time I'm there. So, what was it like being on that show?
um. Okay, that show was. First off, I was scared out of my boots. Like I was so scared because my scene got cut, which is a crazy story in itself. Like it's hilarious.
Oh wow.
Hollywood for you. Yeah, it's great. Um, but I was in this car, this Jeep,
Mhm.
and the Jeep was supposed to, like, the scare part of it was the Jeep. The Jeep was supposed to, the
Mhm.
Jeep was supposed to stop abruptly,
Mhm.
and so we really did that, like with an actual real Jeep. Like a stunt driver was like, "Arr!" And I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die.
Mhm.
And they were like, okay, action. And they're like, okay, before they said action, they're like, okay, so we just need you to act really scared, like you're like so scared, blah blah blah. I'm like, okay, perfect. So they say action,
Mhm.
and he just takes off, and I'm like, oh my, like what is happening? And then when he stops, the tires are like screeching all over the place. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, oh, like what is going on? So
Mhm.
that was my experience on Ghosted. It was really fun.
Mhm.
When it was supposed to air, I got all these people together. I'm like, oh my god, because that was supposed to be like my first big thing. I was like, oh my god,
Right.
come watch it. It's gonna air. Blah blah blah. And then somebody from the East Coast called me and they're like, yo, we did not see you. Like, like, are you sure it's this episode? And I'm like, no, I'm sure. And they're like, okay, let me rewind it back. Like, they didn't see it. So I called my agent. I'm like, well, what happened? Like, did they cut me out? She's like, yeah, it happens. And then that was the end of the conversation. I'm like, oh. Like,
Man, I'm actually sorry to hear that because I was actually looking for some of the clips of the stuff that you've been in, and I couldn't find that one either. But you know what's funny? When Choice did that whole YouTube live thing, and he was talking about his scene being cut from All American, I was gonna ask like, how often does that happen with you actors? Because for me, if I put in that time and effort, I would love to see at least that, however long it is, on TV. You know, if they're gonna cut it, I would at least hope they would. Yeah, I'll at least have them notify the actors and say, "Hey, we're sorry, but it got cut." But yeah, how often does that happen with you guys?
I mean, it's only happened to me one time. Thank God. Thank the Lord. But I can imagine it has nothing to do with us. So it probably happens so often. But the upside is that, you still get paid. You still, you didn't lose anything except for the exposure that you wanted, like you wanted that like gratification to be like, oh my God, like, look at me. I'm on TV. And the funny thing is they actually send you an email saying your episode's airing tonight.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
And you're not even in it. It's like, they're like, your episode's airing tonight. And so you like get all excited. You're like, ooh. And then you're like, not even in it. You're like watching closely for like 30 minutes. Like, what is going on?
Now, recently, you just were able to book as a series regular in Stereoscope. It says on IMDb that they have wrapped production. But I wanted to ask, what was it like getting that role that you got? And also, what is it about? Because it's very brief when I look it up. So and I know you're probably contractually obligated not to talk much about it. So, and you can tell me whatever you can't. Yeah, you can tell me a little bit more off camera so you won't get in trouble. But but what was it like getting that role?
It was a process. I can tell you that much. I had to do a lot of work for it. The auditioning process to get to the final like say that I'm gonna play this character or whatever. It took maybe like 2 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I auditioned. I didn't hear anything back for like maybe 2 weeks. 2 weeks, which is a long time.
Yeah.
When you're like waiting patiently. 2 weeks. I was auditioning for other stuff, and they called me back. And then I had to do the chemistry read with like 3 other moms and 3 other dads, like 6 times. And then after that, we went into they deliberated and figured out who they wanted to play what. And yeah, the whole time the last audition I went on, I was like, you know what? Like, this is mine. Like, I want it, and I put so much work into it. I've been patient, so I just prayed about it, and my manager called me, and she was like, hey, so, how do you think the audition went? And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I gave it my all, and I couldn't have done anything better. And she was like, well, you got it. I'm like, oh my God. Like, I just started crying. I'm like, like, can't believe it. Yeah, it was great. And but the show is not for the simple-minded. I can say that. I don't know if that's even like a nice thing to say. It's very complex. It's very it's about parallel worlds.
That's pretty cool.
It's very cool. It's about parallel worlds, and it's, I guess I could say, It's like sci-fi horror, so there's some scare in there.
Mm-hmm.
There's some spooky moments, and I really feel like the house we shot in was haunted. Just I add because what, like, we were shooting at like 1 in the morning. I think it was like 1 or 2 in the morning, and a lady like moved from the staircase and like boom, all the shelves just like crashed down. I'm like,
Oh my
nope,
god.
nope, we're out. Yeah, we're done. Like, what? No, yeah, like it was an older house, so like, why is the shelf falling? I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, parallel worlds. That's I'm gonna leak that, like, parallel worlds. I'm playing like a 16-year-old, and she is. I love her. I do. My character that I played, I fell in love with her. We connected just so fluidly. Like, I felt like I was almost like playing myself.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
No, that's actually really cool. I can't wait to see it. Now I know with this coronavirus stuff, a lot of things have been halted. Did you hear anything about when it will come out on TV or streaming or anything like that?
Honestly, me and my co-star, we were just talking about that. He plays my best friend, my childhood best friend in the show. We were like, what do you think, like, is going to happen? You know, like, are they going to release it, or are we going to get to see it? Like, is right now a good time? Like, I don't know. We just finished ADR, so
Right.
I mean, it's up in the air. I really think that Netflix is looking for so much stuff, like Hulu, and like, I just feel like everyone's just scrambling, you know?
Right.
So maybe they have a strategy. Maybe they know exactly what they're doing, and I trust that. And so I'm just waiting patiently, trying to, audition and focus on booking other things.
I actually look forward to it because I'm really a huge Parallel fan, so I can't wait. I'm a huge fan of you guys as well, so whatever you guys are in, I try to support it. I know one of the actors you guys train with, I forget his name, but he was in a season of SWAT. He was at one of the extras in SWAT. I forget his name. He's playing in Choice's movie Henry's Courage as the main character. Forget his name.
Dami?
I think so. I think so. I could be wrong. I don't want to say the wrong name. But anyway, I did want to ask though. There's a film on here that I actually tried to look up, but I guess I couldn't find it. It's called
That Uncle Ed's bucket list thing. Oh my god, I wish I was off. Like, I just think down. What is that? I don't know. I don't know how IMDb. I don't know. I played like 2 seconds in like that film. I don't even remember. It's like that was so long ago. It was for, I think, an indie film. They put it together, and I really think it's available like on Amazon or something like that for like for money or something. I don't know. You can buy it, but I've never seen it. I've never seen my part ever.
Okay, yeah, because I tried to find it and it wasn't on like streaming. I didn't look at Amazon, so I should probably try Amazon as well. But yeah, I was gonna ask you
Just
about
the
what
show.
was
The show is gonna be great. Like, that's gonna be enough. You're gonna see me every single episode, so that'll be enough.
now I did want to ask you with the show that you just booked as a series regular. How many episodes are there in this show? Or are you not allowed to tell me that?
I believe 10.
Oh, okay.
10, yeah, 10. 8 to 10 is like the usual amount, and we shot for a little while, so I think it's 10. And then I just did a short film with a really big artist, which is so cool. That should be releasing next month too. It's like an all-American vibe short film. It's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool as well. Now my I have 2 more questions left, and I always ask, at least I try to always ask actors, what was your favorite movie out of 2019 that you look back and was like, wow, that was a really good movie.
Hmm. To be honest, 2019 was not my movie watching year. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh wow.
I'm not even gonna lie. Wow. Hmm. Let me think. Let me think. You know what? I'm gonna say that I did. I like shows more than I like movies.
What was your favorite show out of 2019?
I'm gonna say Ozark. I'm gonna say Ozark.
Oh, that was actually really good. Really good.
The acting in that was just like
Hmm.
mind blowing. Like the
Hmm.
blonde girl. I don't know who she is, but
I actually just started watching that the towards the end of last year, and I finished all the seasons like maybe
like
three.
that, right?
Yeah, like literally about a few weeks ago. It was actually really good. It was a really good show. My last question I was going to ask you was after everything that you have done as far as acting, are there other talents that you do? So like, do you sing? Do you dance? Um, Kind of like Zendaya, like she'll drop an album and then a movie and then a TV show.
That's 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 great that you asked that. Because I'm sure as creatives, we all have things that we're good at, but I'm actually really shy about that stuff.
Really?
Yeah, like I do play the guitar, I do sing, I do vibe out and dance, and I like that stuff, but I don't know if I'm ready to show it to the world yet. Like it's
Mhm.
just still for me. It still makes me feel centered and at peace, and I don't want anyone to pick it apart. I don't want anyone to judge it or not judge it, or
Right,
it's not,
right.
you know.
Yeah, I understand. Like I'm getting into acting, but right now, like you, I'm kind of breaking from the shy thing, you know. But at the same,
Slowly but surely.
yeah, because it's like you don't when it's yours, it's yours. But when you put it out to the world, it's like everybody's watching, and then everybody has an opinion, and I'm like, wow.
Everyone has an opinion. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone just like nitpicks like things that you don't even think about because you're so lost in your own world. Like
Yeah.
you're not thinking like, oh my god, at 2 minutes and 53 seconds, my voice cracked. Like what? I
Yeah.
I would never, I never even noticed or something. So yeah, I love that stuff. I love singing. I love playing the guitar. I grew up playing the violin.
Mhm.
I grew up, doing a lot of things. So that is a big part of me, but I think I only share that with like people I'm comfortable with.
And I understand, but and I want to thank you so much for being on the show, Bree. Where can everyone find you on social media?
You can go to at Bree Winslow, BreeWinslow, Bree Winslow, and I'll definitely check everybody out and well, be safe, everyone feel good. Like don't panic, just love life, and everything will be okay.
That's good. That's really good to hear. Well, I want to thank you so much for being on the show, Bree. You were definitely amazing. Um, but thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get all the updates of every time I'm releasing a video here on my channel. I'm not going to ask anyone to donate to Patreon because, again, we're in some trying times right now. So whatever you can, save your resources, protect your resources. And as always, you guys have a blessed day.